Hi, everybody. Welcome to Grab a Cup of Knit and Chat. Um, Today is July 21st, 2025. It's about 4:24 in the afternoon. It's Monday. It's not as hot as it has been. And I'm coming in about a day late because, as you saw on the post that I made earlier this weekend, we were at the coast of Oregon hanging out with our granddaughter. So I don't have a whole lot to show. I do have a new backdrop because I have rearranged my craft room. I finally got it cleaned up and arranged the way I wanted. And to help cut the glare, I moved my desk from in front of the window to parallel with the window. So hopefully that'll cut off the glare a little bit, other than the couple of lights that I have. So I did take my glasses off. Like I said, a day late. Welcome to those who are just joining. I'm Maggie. This is Grab a Cup of Knit and Chat, where you can grab a cup of whatever you want and you can knit while I chat. Sometimes I knit and chat. So, first off, I must not have brought my drink. So, I won't get a drink. What am I working on? I do not have any finished objects this time. I just have some works in progress, and I'm only going to show out of all of my whips just things that I'm actively working on the last few days, which hasn't been a whole lot. I have a new cast on since last time, and I've gotten quite a bit done with that, which I'll start with because it's a pattern that I was kind of wanting to do for a while, but at the same time, I wasn't sure if I wanted to, and everybody wants to knit it, and it's just so much to it. So you could probably know it is the Ranunculus by Midori Hirose. Well, that's not a very good picture, but it is a very popular one. I got it. Oh, when did I start this? I don't know when I started it. Why did I not mark when I started it? I started it on July 12th, and today is the 21st. So I've gotten quite a bit done. And I'm kind of doing the size 6-7 a little bit. I started out with just 90 stitches, and then I did a 2x2 rib for the neck, and then I went into the textured work. I only did the oh the short rows in the back, but here it is so far. That's it. I have put the sleeves on hold because I'm following the directions for the long sleeves. So I put them on hold there, but then I'm going to go back and only do maybe 5 or 6 rounds and then do a cuff because I don't want a long sleeve, but I didn't like the short sleeve version that they had on there. Let me see if I can hold it up so you can see the texture. That's what it's going to look like. It's red. It's a tonal red, And I'm sorry I cannot tell you an exact color because I dyed this yarn myself. So this would have been a 100% superwash merino wool from Knit Picks Bear dyed yarn, and then I dyed it. So this is the back. So when we left to go camping this weekend, that's where I was. So I got a good bit done on it since Friday. Which that's right where I split for the sleeves. So that's about where I was. And it's kind of bunched up, so it's kind of hard to show. Just some cheap embroidery floss holding the sleeves there. It's a little on the dirty side because I was sitting in the camp chair and the cat decided to jump up on my lap, and he had leaves and everything on him. This is the roll of yarn. It's just a total red. I can't even remember. This is a stash buster because I dyed this yarn 3-4 years ago, and it's just been in my stash, and I don't know why that yarn is so special to me because it's not any, I mean, yes, I did it, but it's not. Yarn is to be used, not to be, I mean, yeah, you can look at it, but you know, it's one of those things. I wanted to use it. So yeah, not a whole lot happening, but that is something that I've cast on since we spoke last. If you're new here, welcome. If I didn't say that, if you're coming back, welcome. Yeah, I'm doing size 8 needles, 1 strand of fingering. I cast on 90 with the German twisted cast on, knit 2, purl 2, and then I went straight into the texture. So it's kind of fun. I wasn't going to make one because I really didn't like the look, and everybody was doing different things with theirs, and I'm not good at ad-libbing a pattern. That's why I buy patterns, and I'm not a knitwear designer. Excuse me. Is because I need that structure. I need someone to tell me what to do. And I've watched several people now say that they started with the 90 stitches that the 2 cast on that she has in the pattern gets you to, or whatever, and then goes from there, and that's what I did. So that was helpful. And then I just followed the increases where it was called for. I did more increases than my size. I think I'm doing, like I said, the 6 or 7, the size 6 or 7, and I did the full increases because I like my sleeves to be kind of loose, and from what I was seeing and everything when I was trying on the yoke, they weren't that loose, so I just did full increases. Because most of my sleeves, when they're comfortable, have over 50 stitches for the sleeves. So the increases that I did, I don't know what I did, to tell you the truth, but the increase amount for the largest sleeve is 50 something, and I had more increases than what it said. So I must have increased extra somewhere, but I'm happy with that. And then it says to knit it to 9.5 inches from the underarm, and I'm going to go to 12. I think I'm going to go to 12 because I don't like the super cropped tops, and 9.5 inches, even doing that and then a couple of inch rib is too short for me. So I'm going to knit to 12.5 and then do the rib. So I'm totally ad-libbing this pattern, but I would not have done that had I not seen a lot of YouTube channels that have done that and did similar things to what I wanted to do with mine. Okay, next I have my, what do I have? Oh, here. I think they're called the blueberry socks. It was a free pattern. I'm doing them 2 at a time. I started with hold them up. I started with a 15 round, is it 2x2 cuff in the green. That's just where I need to work in an end. A 15 round 2x2 cuff, and then I did the blueberry pattern, which is a free pattern, which is nothing but knit 2 rounds and then knit purl 2 rounds. And then it's a 4 round repeat. I think a similar look to this is the library socks, which is also a free pattern on Ravelry. Has the same look, but they tell you how to do it on like all the way or halfway, but they're all free patterns. What I did is I went down to 56 rounds for the leg, which is what, 1, 2, 3, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 full repeats. And then I placed for where my afterthought heel is going to be, or my cut-in heel. And then I just started knitting in plain stockinette stitch for the foot. And then I'll just do my regular knit 65 rounds, and I'm going to do red for the toe and the heel. Yeah, I think I'm just going to do the red for the toe and the heel. I thought about doing the green, and I might come in and do that, do a 60 round foot, and then come in with the green and kind of work it in between the foot and the toe for 5 rounds, but I'm not sure if I want to go through all that trouble. It's just whatever I feel like when I get to the end. And I feel like I'm talking really, really fast, and I'm sorry. And that's living in my Fiber Hustle chip basket. Is it chipette? It's just my little mini chip basket. Has a snap on the top, and it holds a little spiral book, and there's my two balls of yarn for my 2 at a time. These didn't go camping with me. They stayed here, but I had the heels marked and ready to just work plain stockinette in the round when I got back. Next, I have my special delivery, my Fiber Hustle, or Flock Fiber Festival zip tote bag for 2025. I am ready to go, you guys. This is a huge bag, zip top, pre-ordered. I went no holds barred this year. I'm ready to go. I cannot wait. It's August the 8th, so it's just a couple of weeks away now. In here, I'm taking that out because I haven't started a hat, but this right here is going to be a Salish cap. I got size 8 DPNs. I have the pattern here, and this is needles at the ready yarn, some of the first that he had for sale. Kevin did awesome, and I want to say this is Ursula. I've lost the ball band such a long time ago. In this little dumpling bag here, I have another pair of socks, and these are with the Zobber ball. I have no idea what color that Zobber ball is, and I'm throwing things at you. And this is how much I have done on the second sock, which I did not work on the weekend either. I just worked on the Ranunculus. I took these socks, the duty, and the hat to start, just in case I finished the Ranunculus. But because I'm making such a larger size on the Ranunculus and just using a size 8 needle with fingering weight yarn, I had 2 100 gram skeins of that yarn that I dyed, and I used the first one, and I have actually just, like maybe 10 rounds ago, joined in the second skein. But this is my Zobber ball. Have no idea where the ball band went for that, but that's the second one. This is the first one. These are for my partner. I have a 15 round 2x2 cuff. I did a 75 round leg, which is kind of long compared to what I normally do. But I was in a meeting and I was knitting. And then I looked down and I'm like, I am not taking 15 rounds of knitting at. It's just going to stay a long leg. And then this is the vanilla is the new black heel. I don't have sock blockers in here. So that's that. So what I just did the pattern for the heel from the pattern, did the heel turn, and then started working in I did my decreases however it says to do it. I worked the heel exactly like it said, and then I started working my 65 rounds. So let's see, this is where the heel stopped. So there's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 rounds for the foot, and then just the normal standard decrease on both sides every other round wedge toe. So I did 60 rounds for the foot, not 65. But these are longer socks than normal, because normally I only do our legs to about 60. But I thought these are kind of thicker and it would be good for the hiking boots. So that's my 2 at a time that I'm working on there. I'm doing those on 9-inch circulars, and I'm using the Chagu red lace. I talked about them in my last podcast. I have the shorties, and I found my shorties that I wanted to. This is the US one in the 3-inch, and this side is the US one in the 2-inch. So it's the same thing if you have a Chago twist shorties set. You can make 2 combo 9-inch circulars. I just put the 3-inch on the side that I'm working with, the 2-inch on the other side, and then I just knit continental. And I have the longer needle to knit with, which is more comfortable, and the shorter needle is holding my stitches that I'm working, and I love it. If I'm gonna do a 9 or a 10-inch circular, I'd rather do it this way. This is the comfortable small circumference. I can knit fast. I can knit, however, just like this, and I love it. And what I do is I cast on my 64 stitches, and as I'm casting on my cuff, I do the German twisted cast on. I cast on 32 stitches, and then I put my little metal circular marker for the halfway point, and then I cast on my other 32 stitches, and usually I'll cast on one extra stitch, and then I can take that when I join them in the round, I take this one and put it on my right needle, and then I take that first cast on stitch and pull it over, and that gives me a nice join without a hole, pretty much, and it takes that one stitch off, that very first cast on stitch, and you have your tail, and you can kind of tighten it up, and it works really good for a cast on because that's what it looks like when I do that. So I don't really have a big gap there. So that works really nice. And let's see. What's next? I think the duty is the only other thing that I have that I'm actually working on. Now I just need to put those socks down. And my duty, I don't think I put a marker where I was last time that you saw it. But I did put, this is it. It's worked. Oh, yes, I did. So the last time I showed it, it was right here. And I have worked that far up. This is the back piece that I'm working on right now. So I've worked from that marker all the way up, and then I split it for the front and back. This is the front on hold, and this is the back piece that I'm working here. So that is where I'm at there. You work the back and you shape it, and then you come back and you pick up the front pieces and you shape, because you work up the back and then shape for the armhole, and then you're working the armhole in the front somehow. I'm trusting the progress or the process. I'm not questioning, I'm just doing. I did work a longer body because, again, it was only like a 9-inch body, and I'm not doing that. So I did do a longer body because I know that that's what I like. And yeah, it's Kelborn Andorra in a lilac color is all I know. It's the Duty by Fiber Tales. I've shown it several times before. I'm doing the 5th size, and I'm just doing a little bit longer than what it says, and that's about it. So that is pretty much all I have to talk about today. I'm not reading anything, I'm not watching anything, I'm not doing anything. I'm just tired and ready to just kind of chill out. And just thought I would check in and say hello and thank you for watching. Bye.